Alright, so welcome to the Joker Q&A. And as always, a couple things in case anyone didn't get the message. Yeah, the fan is on because my room gets hot, so yeah, we're we're gonna keep the fan on, so I do apologize in advance for the mic sounding messed up. So sorry about that, but yeah, I'm not gonna do these Q&As without some air conditioning. Also, in case anyone's question was not answered, that usually means YouTube either marked it as spam or something else happened to it, so I apologize also for that. But anyway, let's put on a smile and do our Joker Q&A. Kicking things off with Tao Jones T. Jones, who asks, do you think Joker is overexposed, and should he be retired for the next couple of years? Yeah, I talked about why the Joker is kind of only at 4th place with in my top 10 favorite Batman villains. Of course he deserves to be in top tier, but for me, yeah, one of the major reasons why he's a little knocked down is because he's been, everywhere. He's been kind of everywhere, and yeah, I wouldn't mind for them to take a little break and then do something spectacular with him. But now that we have 3 Jokers, I wonder how that's going to play out. Anyway, let's think of that question. Next is George Poldillo, who asks, I'm doing more fan art for Zord Joker will have, and I don't mean Power Ranger. Oh, Zoid. Oh, you're looking for a Zoid Joker. A Joker for Zoid. A Zoid for Joker. Maybe a giant hyena Zoid, maybe. Also, your second question is, I'm planning on doing fan art for Disney characters as comic characters. Marco is Blue Beetle, Pen-Zero is Superman, Penn's parents is and Penn's parents in the Phantom Zone. Dipper and Mabel is Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Anyone for Joker? Ooh. Who could be a version of the Joker? How about... That is a tough one. How about, maybe Gideon? Nah, Gideon's too easy. Maybe Tom from Star vs. the Forces of Evil? Yeah, let's go with him. What was I going to say? Thank you for those questions, George. Moving on now to Jalen Ford, who asks, which Joker would you hang out with from movies to comics? None of them, because I'd end up dead. There's your quick answer. None of them, because they would kill me. Second question. How would Harley react to the news of 3 Jokers? Let me sum it up for you in one word. Gang bang! That's probably what would be going through Harley's head, and also probably asking Ivy to join as well. Not being pervy here, that's probably what Harley would do. Anyway, third question. How pissed will Jason be hearing the news? Oh, there's 3 of them? Which one of you fuckers put me in the ground the first time around? Show of hands. Which one of you fuckers killed me first? Screw it, whatever. I'm killing all of you. Anyway. Thank you for those questions, Jalen. Moving on now to Carlotta Studios, who asks, the Joker has been invited to a tea party with the Mad Hatter, Discord from MLP, and Shia Gorath from Elder Scrolls. What would they talk about, and how would the sure-to-be disaster end? Probably in total, utter chaos. But yeah, I could see them talking about who can out-crazy who. That's honestly how it would go, is like, who can out-crazy who. Yeah. Anyway. Second question. What would the Stormhawks think of the Joker, especially Stork, and do you think they could defeat him? Yeah, I think they could beat him, but I think he would totally mentally scar them all, especially, he'd love to break down Arrow. He'd love to, wear him down mentally and just completely, physically, just ruin him. Yeah. Third question. I know the Ice Bucket Challenge craze is long over, but what if Joker did the challenge? And who would he nominate? Joker wouldn't do the Ice Bucket Challenge himself, per se. He would actually kidnap somebody and then proceed to dunk them over and over again in a pool of ice-cold water and leave them there. It's like, oh, come on, we're doing this for a good cause, buddy, smile. Oh, I thought that was cold water. It's acid. I'm going to nominate you now, Batsy. So, that's how I see it. So think of those questions, Carlotta Studios. Moving on now to Green Arrow Hunter, who asks, what Batman vs. Joker storyline would you like to see adapted for the Batman solo movie? I think Joker, Killing Joke has been it's already being done in animated form, so I don't really need that. What I would like, however, is, I can't remember the name of the Joker story. I cannot remember the name of it. But it was Joker being executed for a crime he didn't commit, and Batman has to help him. I can't remember it, but I think that could work. I think that'd be interesting, a nice little dichotomy for, my most hated enemy is an innocent person, and now it's like, do I let him die, or, do I help him, for a crime he didn't commit? Anyway, I think it was called Die Laughing, now that I think about it. I think the story was called Die Laughing. Second question. Do you think that the Joker keeps coming back from getting blown... How do you think the Joker keeps coming back from getting blown up over and over again? Comic books? Yeah, that's the only reason I can think of. Comic books. That's the only logic you need. Third question. What do you think What do you think of Batman sending the Joker to the Phantom Zone for all eternity instead of Arkham Asylum? That way Batman could get rid of Joker without killing him. Yeah, but then, Joker's kind of brought up this point. It's like, oh yeah, you could send me somewhere, you could get me executed, but yeah, you can't because you can't get rid of me. We're stuck together, Batsy. And yeah, I guess Batman, if he was smart, he'd actually, send him to the Phantom Zone or something of that degree. But yeah, Batman, for some reason or another, just can't get rid of him. Anyway, so, thank you for those questions, Green Arrow. Moving on now to Darth Venom, who asks, what role do you think the Joker will have in Suicide Squad, and how would you incorporate him in a solo Batman film in the DCEU? Oh boy. How to put this? I think he's going to be an antagonist role, but I don't think he's going to be the main antagonist. I think what's going to happen is that Joker, when this whole because it looks like a whole citywide thing. We don't know if it's Gotham or anything, but I think what's happening is that this whole city's been evacuated or whatever, and Joker's just caught in the middle of it. I think Joker was just caught in the middle of it, and rather than run, he's like, nah, I'm gonna stay, this is fun. And he's just another obstacle for the Suicide Squad to get around. That's how I kind of see it. He won't be I don't think he'll be the main villain, but I think he will be a villain in the story. Second question. Who do you think is more criminally insane? Oh wait, you asked and how much of it, would I like to see Jared Leto's Joker in a solo Batman movie? Yeah, that's what I've wanted from day one since he was announced as the Joker, to see him and Ben Affleck go at it as Batman and Joker. Second question. Who do you think is more criminally insane, Joker or Green Goblin? I think they're both on different levels of madness, but yeah. Third question. If you were to put the Joker in a death battle against someone, who would be his opponent? Well, we already had a death battle with him and what's his name? Sweet Tooth, or Needles, or whatever the fuck he calls himself. So we already had that, really, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. But yeah, I'll get more into that one later. Anyway, so thank you for those questions, Darth Venom. Moving on now to Ridley Craig, 187. I hope I didn't butcher that name too bad. I apologize if I did. And first question is, Joker meets the following psychopaths: Quackerjack, Dominator, Freak Show from Danny Phantom, Gideon, Demona, and Tack. What does he think of them, and what do they think of him? And if they teamed up, could they actually be successful in killing Batman? Here's the thing: I think I can imagine them all in one big room discussing everything, and then in comes Joker in his Killing Joke costume, and he just comes sashaying in, and everyone's all like, Joker. So they'd all look at him and go, oh my god, it's him. Alright, second question. If Joker existed as a Marvel villain, who would he be a villain to? Spider-Man is the obvious choice, because yeah, you could honestly switch Batman and Spider-Man's rogues gallery and it would fit either way. But, in terms of other villains, maybe Moon Knight? Yeah, Moon Knight would probably be one. Daredevil. Daredevil would be, Daredevil and Joker. Yeah. Third question. If Batman, for whatever reason, no longer exists in the DCU, which member of the Justice League would he target next? I guess Nightwing? Or someone. He just wouldn't be... He'd probably kill himself if Batman didn't exist in his world. Yeah. So thank you for that question, Ridley. Moving on now to... Those questions, Ridley. Moving on now to Burnouter7, who asks, What would it be like if the Joker was a villain for Kim Possible? Yeah, it wouldn't turn out well for either her or Ron, because, you see, all of her villains are these quirky, kind of fun-loving, we're evil, but, we all have our little quirks that make us funny. Oh, there's nothing funny about Joker. And he would, prove that over and over again, of just mentally wearing down this poor woman over and over again until, he would break her. He would just mentally scar this cheerleader. Oh my god. Alright. What would Randy Cunningham, Ladybug, and Cat Noir and El Tigre think of the Joker? This clown needs to be killed. This clown seriously needs to be killed. Yeah. Alright, third question. The Joker and Harley Quinn go to Roanapur. What happens? A lot of shenanigans, and I'm pretty sure Revy would have, someone would put a smile on Revy's face. Think of those questions. Burnouter. Moving on now to Robert Larson, who asks, which Transformers character is most like the Joker? I guess maybe Dragstrip from the Stunticons, because he's balls out crazy. Yeah. Second question. If someone was to finally kill the Joker, who would it be? I don't know if it would probably be Damian Wayne who would probably kill him. Damian would probably be the one to kill Joker. Third question. What would Joker think of Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones? Ramsay Bolton. He'd probably idolize him until Joker killed him, and even then he'd thank him. Thank you for those questions. Moving on now to Nolan Uno, who asked, what if the Joker kidnapped George Lucas and forced him to remake all the prequels before Disney bought Star Wars? What do you think? It'd probably make it all weird and shit. Which non-comic lineup team do you think the Joker wants part of in their Rogues Gallery? I don't think anyone wants Joker in their Rogues Gallery, but if I had to pick, I guess maybe the non-comic Birds of Prey. Third question, how pissed would the Joker be if he finds out that he's not the number one on your top 10 Batman villain list, and what would you say to him? You're in the top 5, get over it. Anyway, so thank you for those questions, Nolan. Moving on now to Christian Sager, who asks, how many villains can you name out crazy the Joker? Maybe Legato Blue Summers, Darcia from Wolf's Rain. He looks sane, but when you really get down to his motives, he's out there. Dio Brando from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, even though I'm not a biggest fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Asura from Soul Eater. A couple guys like that. Second question. Since there are 3 Jokers, does it mean Harley's needs to get checked? Probably. Probably. Alright. What if the Joker and the Jokester from Earth 3 switch places for a week? That'd be hysterical of seeing the Joker being all, here I come to save the day. That'd be funny. Anyway, thank you for those questions. Moving on now to Alexander Inayez, who asks, how would you rank the Joker among villains overall? Still pretty high, but not totally high. I can think of a few other villains, but he would definitely be pretty high up in the villain hierarchy of villains. Second question. The Joker decides to visit the following towns: Echo Creek, Gravity Falls, Beach City, Norrisville, Middleburg. How would the residents' heroes deal with the Clown Prince of Crime? Well, Star would be permanently traumatized, and Marco would probably be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Dipper and Mabel, Mabel would probably be driven insane and made into the next Joker, kind of like Tim Drake was in Return of the Joker. Beats, I'm pretty sure the Gems would probably kill him, but not before he mentally scarred Stephen and Connie. Norrisville, Randy would probably be in a hospital laughing himself to death. And Middleburg, Penn would probably, they'd all be dead. Just all dead. Alright? What is your favorite Joker moment or moments? Favorite Joker moments? I think one of my favorite moments in Joker, and this is from the animated series, is when he's giving his eulogy in The Man Who Killed Batman. I just love how it went, and I especially love the ending where he's like, Well, that was fun. Who's up for Chinese? Other moments include when Joker, this is in The Killing Joke, and there's a lot of great moments in The Killing Joke. I think one of my favorites, though, is when after he tortures Jim Gordon, and he has him locked up in a cage, and he's just giving off this speech about how, mankind is totally crazy for not accepting its insanity. It's just a couple moments like those that are really, really a lot of fun. So there you go, Alex. Moving on. So thank you for those questions. Moving on now to Joel Davis, who asks, how would you write a multi-crossover where Mark Hamill's Joker, Heath Ledger Joker, Jack Nicholson Joker, Cesar Romero Joker teamed up to take on Batman or Batmen? I don't even know where to start with that. I really don't. Crisis on Infinite Jokers. Yeah. What universes would you love to see Joker mess up, and what villains or heroes would you like to see him interact with on his journeys? I guess maybe him. I'd love to see him and Legato from Trigun hang out for some reason. I'd love to see, Legato and Joker go on a wacky, fun times together. Alright? If the Master met the Joker, how would he feel towards him? Are we... well, yeah, I guess, we're using the current Master, so it's a her. It would be a her, so... maybe... yeah, they'd probably, she'd be like, take me now. And Joker would be like, okay. So, there you go. Thank you for those questions. Moving on now to Dreadman, who asks, would you like to see a Lobo-Joker crossover? I think they teamed up in the Batman... they didn't really... It wasn't really a crossover. It was more like a team-up. But it was in the Batman Lobo comic, I think they met. So they kind of already met already. Alright, second question. If your favorite Joker portrayal... what is your favorite Joker portrayal outside of comics so far? Nicholson, Ledger, Hamill's Batman animated, or John DiMaggio, etc. I'd love to put, I'd love to say something, but I'm kind of waiting for Jared Leto's Joker. I really feel like that would be it's going to be a spectacular performance, but we got about, 2 more months until that movie. That's the weird thing. I could just realize that when I said that moment I said that, I was like, holy shit, we're only 2 months away from Suicide Squad. I didn't realize that. We're only 2 months away from Suicide Squad. That hadn't crossed my mind until... Well, actually, no, a month and a half until Suicide Squad. Yeah. Yeah, that didn't occur to me until just now. What? So yeah, but currently, you can't go wrong with I know it's cliche, but Hamill just knocks it out of the park as Joker. And of course, Jack Nicholson and Ledger, all of them have been really good. John DiMaggio's Joker and Under the Red Hood, it's also, that's my second favorite, right behind Hamill. DiMaggio's my second favorite Joker voice. But yeah. So, third question. Are you looking forward to Jared Leto's portrayal of the Joker in Suicide Squad? Yeah. I mean, I know he looks ridiculous. Joker looks absolutely ridiculous with all the tattoos. It looks too much. It's too much. It's a little too distracting. But at the same time, I'm willing to look past that. I'm willing to look past all the, iron teeth and the damaged tattoo and everything else. I want to see the performance. As long as Jared Leto gives me a great performance, which I have this nagging feeling that he's just going to knock it out of the park as the Joker, then I'm willing to forgive it. I'm willing to forgive all the weird makeup and stuff. Remember when we all taunted and teased Heath Ledger when we first got those pictures of like, oh, he just looks like a guy with clown shit on his face, oil paint and all that. And then we saw Dark Knight. Then we all collectively shut the fuck up. Yeah. So, anyway, so thank you for those questions, Dreadman. Next up is Manuel Cabeza. Hope I'm saying that name right. Question 1. How do you think the 3 Jokers will think of each other? I think they already know of each other. I think that's kind of the thing, is that they all know one another. But yeah. What is your own personal Joker? My own personal favorite Joker? I guess the Joker that is scary, but funny and darkly funny at the same time. Third question. Say one line of Jokers that does not from the Dark Knight or Killing joke that is your favorite. Oh. I guess I'll use this line. Like I said earlier. Well, that was fun. Who's up for Chinese? Anyway, thank you for those questions, Manuel. Moving on now to Jason Voorhees 2011, who asks, what are your thoughts on the death battle between Joker and Sweet Tooth? I liked it. I like Twisted Metal. I was kind of thinking that Joker was going to win because he just has, he has this high, Joker has this ridiculous tolerance for pain, and he's absolutely, I feel like, yeah, he could get into Sweet Tooth's head and really mess with him, and that's what he did in this fight. I'm also glad it wasn't something cliche like Green Goblin. Like we've had some really cliche fights like Hawkeye and Green Arrow and Quicksilver and Flash. I've been really like, yeah, those are really cliche. I'm glad. I know it was still a clown-themed fight. I know it was still clown-themed, but they could have gone with, like, Green Goblin and made it, really cliche of, like, oh, they're both crazy. But no, I'm glad it was... I'm kind of glad it was Sweet Tooth, really. Anyway. Second question. What heroes from other media would you like to see fight the Joker? Wander versus the Joker would be hysterical. That'd be something. Penn and his friends versus the Joker, to name a few guys to name those. What are your top 3 Joker stories beside the Killing joke? Die Laughing. I don't know if this counts, but Long Halloween. Joker had a hand in Long Halloween when you think about it. Damn it. It's really all I can think. I can't think of another Joker story. Damn it. Alright. I guess his hand in Nightfall, what he did in Nightfall, was pretty cool. I don't know if that counts, though. So think of those questions, Jason Voorhees. Moving on now to Cash Smith, who asks, as a what-if scenario, what if the Joker is really Bruce Wayne and all the Batman stories were him dreaming, thinking, wondering about what it'd be like if he was the hero? That is so messed up, but at the same time, I feel like someone like Grant Morrison would take that and just run with it. Like, he would just be absolutely running with this idea. Yeah, I'm curious. It sounds crazy, but I could see it work. I could see it work. Second question: best Marvel character to team up with the Joker. We've already had it. It was Carnage. Cletus Cassidy. Anyway. Second question. What do you think Joker's armor is going to be like in Injustice 2? If he's in the game, I guess something like goofy and ridiculous, like something that looks like a clown version of like something from Beyond Thunderdome or some shit like that. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Cash. Moving on now to Freya Hunmore. Hope I'm saying that name right. Joker meets Darth Vader. What happens? Vader chokes the shit out of him. Dark Knight Trilogy Joker meets Flashpoint Joker. What happens? They try to see who laughs the loudest, and Joker meets it. What happens? Joker gets a can of Raid. Think of those questions, Freya. Moving on now to Andrew Varney, who asks, the Joker meets 80s Skeletor. What kind of hijinks go down? Joker, constantly makes fun of Skeletor's voice. There's nothing wrong with my voice, Joker. Yeah. I'll get you next time, He-Man. I think I do that too well. I swear, like, some people have said, yeah, you do the 80s Skeletor way too well. I don't know if I should be proud or ashamed of that idea. Second question. Joker teams up with the minions from Despicable Me, the Rabbids from Rayman, the Gremlins, Ginyu Force, and how much damage are we looking at? The Joker amount. Third question. How might the Joker and Harley Quinn react to any of the following? Draken and Shigo, Sans and Papyrus, Abridged Nappa, Strax, the Main Six, Judge Dredd, the 10th Doctor, Powerpuff Girls, and Godzilla. I could imagine a lot of fun with, especially out of all of them, Draken and Shigo having a lot of fun. Like, I can imagine them swapping sidekicks, like Harley, constantly annoying Draken, and Joker traveling around with Shigo, and he's like, "You like her, Betsy? I'm thinking about keeping her." "Yeah, that ain't happening, Giggles." Yeah, she just call him Giggles the whole time. Anyway. So thank you for those questions, Andrew. Next up is Linerman0245, who asks, if the Joker was ever in a Disney movie, how badly would he traumatize each protagonist? Well, he'd probably, he would probably turn Ariel into a singing bass. He'd probably smother Snow White in her sleep, and also Sleeping Beauty. Tiana, he'd make frog legs out of. Tiana and what's-his-face into frog legs. Just a lot of horrible shit. Who do you think... Alright, second question. Who do you think Joker's biggest obstacle would be in a game of wits? Ed, Dipper, or Sherlock? Sherlock. As much as I'm guessing you're talking about Ed from Cowboy Bebop. But yeah, Dipper is also pretty smart. Ed is pretty... I think if anyone... Because, Sherlock has said, I'm a fully functional sociopath. So, here's how I see it going. Sherlock, then Ed, because she's also pretty out of her mind, so I think she could think like crazy enough. And Dipper at third place, because he's smart, but he's still young and naive a bit. Third question. How would you feel if Joker invaded all the classic CN shows, Ed, Edd n Eddy, etc., in a secret invasion? How would the characters from each show react? He would probably be turning someone like Eddie or Sarah into his minion. Something of that nature. Anyway. Thank you for those questions, Linerman. Moving on now to Malingar, who asks, Joker finds out about Harley Quinn Deadpool ship. What's your opinion of the ship? How do you think he'll react to it? I'm fine with it. Wade would probably treat Harley with a lot more sweeter than he does. But it's, as to quote Immortan Joe, she's my property. That's how Joker kind of sees it. It doesn't matter how much he hates her; she's still his property in his mind. So that's kind of going to be the big problem here. Anyway, second question: Joker becomes a Time Lord with his own TARDIS. How does the Doctor react? Someone get his keys. Someone get his keys and hide him. I don't know. We got to do something. He's not allowed to have a time machine. And the third question was Joker and Sweet Tooth, and I already answered that question. So thank you for those questions, Malingar. Next up is King Nazaru, who asks, how do you think the Joker would try to gain the favor of Sheena Gorath? I know I'm butchering this name. I'm sorry. From Skyrim. He'd probably be killing a lot of people and opening his mind to Sheena Gorath. Maybe? I don't know. Second question. What pre-52 Joker would think of Crazy Steve, a.k.a. All-Star Batman? If it's one thing, now that I think about it, if it's one thing Frank Miller is good at, and I should have mentioned this earlier when people were asking me about, other cool Joker stories, I should have, said, Dark Knight Returns, even though, again, I'm not the biggest fan of that story. I will admit that Frank Miller knows how to write the Joker. He knows how to write this calm, cool, and still psychotic character. But, it'd be a lot of fun. Third question. What would the Joker think of Lex Jr. from BVS? Stop trying to steal my act, Junior. It's mine. Alright. Thank you for those questions, King Nazaru. Next up is Jesse Sutvez, who asks, how would you react to a pre-52 Justice Society of America story wherein Dr. Midnight and Liberty Bell have to apprehend the Joker and Harley, where the dynamic duo were out of commission? That'd be a lot of fun. I think has that story already been done? I don't know. If it hasn't, someone do that. Second question. One night after suffering a crippling defeat at the hands of Batman and Robin, Joker and Harley decide to watch season 1 of Gotham on Netflix, which Harley suggests herself. I think he'd be pissed off. If he watched Gotham, I think he would just be like, what the hell is this? What is this? It's insane and not in a good way. What is this? What is my life? Alright, third question. Joker invades New York Comic-Con and is shortly cornered by a trio of Batman cosplayer, all of whom are undercover cops in disguise, assuming they're prepared for this encounter. In advance, how long until he's neutralized? It's not a matter of if Joker can get neutralized. It's more like how long does it take those cops to be ending up with smiles on their faces, if you know what I mean. But, yeah. Thank you for those questions. Jesse? Also, I really dug your Batman... I don't know if you're watching this or not, but I really dug your Batman Gravity Falls idea. I thought that was pretty cool. But anyway, moving on now to the Kane Matter Show, who asks, how would the Joker interact with these characters? Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter, Chucky, Mayuri Kurosaki from Bleach, Madara Uchiha, and all the animated versions of himself. Oh, it'd be one big party. Just one giant party. Assuming you watch Ruby, if the Joker was hired by Cinder instead of her hiring Roman Torchwitch. I still haven't watched Ruby. I'm sorry. It's always on my to-do list. Like, I always think about, yeah, I should watch Ruby. I mean, my good friend Jason Voorhees, 2011, he's now watched a lot of Ruby, and he's watched a lot of it, and he says, oh, it's really good. And I was like, God damn it, I really need to watch this show now. So I need to make time to watch this show. Anyway, third question. What would happen if the Joker and Harley became Aaron Cars and joined Lord Aizen's Espada? Just absolute, total chaos. Like, even more than that what's-his-face with the half-mouth. I never really got into Bleach, so I can't remember. Thank you for those questions. Kane Matter. Moving on now to Jerkwater100, who asks, who is your favorite actor to play Joker? I already answered this one. Second question. What is your favorite look for the Joker? My favorite look for the Joker is the Killing Joke look with the fedora, the purple fedora, the purple jacket, because it looks so, like, modern, it looks so classic, but at the same time it has this retro feel to it, and he's got the cane with the Joker head on it. Whenever I think of Joker, that's how I think of what Joker looks like. Anyway. What is your favorite Joker moment? I already answered that one, too. But thank you for those questions regardless, Jerkwater. Moving on now to Nick Lenz, who asks, have you seen Captain America and Batman story where Red Skull and Joker meet and they beat the crap out of them and find out he was a Nazi? Yeah, that was kind of weird, where Joker says, I may be a criminal, but I'm an American criminal. Second question. I see Joker's a patriot in some weird way. Second question. What is your favorite and least favorite Joker story? I guess least favorite Joker... Oh, God! How did I forget when I talked about my 3 favorite Joker stories? I cannot believe I forgot this, but when I talked about my 3 favorite Joker stories, how did I forget Brian Azzarello's Joker? That's another favorite of mine. Brian Azzarello's Joker graphic novel. That is awesome. Anyway... Least favorite Joker story? I can't think of one off the top of my head. Third, what is your favorite Joker look? I already answered this one as well. Alright. So moving on, thinking of those questions, Nick Lenz, moving on now to Wolfman the Impaler, who asks, Joker puts on a mask, and how much damage are we looking at? Oh, Joker puts on the mask, how much damage we're looking at? Well, that kind of happened in the Joker mask crossover. I can't give you the full details because I haven't read the story, but yeah, I do know Joker put on the mask in the story. Second question. Say in an alternate timeline where the Joker was really Bruce's brother, who, like Martha Wayne in Flashpoint Paradox, goes insane when his parents are killed, how does that change the dynamic between him and Batman? Probably a lot, because it'd be like a Cain and Abel kind of thing. Third question. Joker and Harley are looking for new recruits for his gang. Which characters from games, cartoons, anime, etc. would they go? That also include their pet hyenas. I guess Gideon would be one of them? Yeah, Gideon, Dominator. I guess some of the monsters from Star vs. the Force of Evil will be looking for employment. Some of those guys. So thank you for those questions. Wolfman, moving on now to Nicholas Harley, who asks, Joker meets Bill Cipher. What happens next? Joker makes a very scary deal that even Bill's freaked out about. Anyway. Second question. Joker meets the Crystal Gems. What goes down? The gems are shattered mentally by Joker. Joker voice actors rank from horrible to greatest. I can't name every single Joker voice actor, but I guess I'll name a few of them. Of course, you got Mark Hamill at the top. Number 2, in my opinion, and this is just my personal opinion. I'm not saying this is the definitive list, it's just my personal opinion. Mark Hamill at the top, John DiMaggio at number 2. Number 3, can't really think of a third one. I get Troy Baker. Troy Baker's Joker was alright. But I feel like he was trying too hard. Oh, number 3 instead, I think I'll go with Lord Jazor here on YouTube. I think his Joker, even though, yeah, it sounds a little bit like Mark Hamill's, but at the same time, he can make it sound a little different. He can, it's like a more sinister Hamill, if that's even possible. I can't even explain it, but yeah. And then, him and Troy Baker would be tied. Everyone else I can't really think of, because there's so many. Anyway. Though, side note, I do want Steve Blum to voice Joker at some point. I know he voiced him in the Lego game, but I kind of want Steve Blum to voice Joker in a serious Batman show or a animated film. Because, yeah, if you've ever heard his Green Goblin in Spectacular, then you'll think, yeah, he could be Joker. Anyway. Thank you for those questions, Nicholas. Moving on now to Alistair Boneman, who asks, top 3 Joker voice actors: Hamill, DiMaggio, Hamill number 1, DiMaggio number 2, tie between Baker and Lord Jazor. Second question, do you prefer more lighthearted and goofy Joker, or dear God, make it stop Joker? It depends on the mood I'm in. Usually I like the ha-ha, stab, funny Joker. It's so dark and twisted, but at the same time he has like this dark and comedic look at it. You know, this dark and comedic look at the world. So, yeah, I do like when Joker actually has jokes to him. But sometimes I can dig fun and goofy Joker. Alright. Third question, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? I see what you did there. Pretty sneaky. Think of those questions, Alistair Boneman. Next is Markel Barnes, 360. Hope I'm saying that name right, who asks, what would happen if the Joker was in the Marvel Universe? Sorry, I already answered that one. Second question, what villains could the Joker team up with? I guess other ones outside of Legato. Maybe him and Bill would be a lot of fun. Third question, best to worst versions of the Joker. Can't really think of a worst, because I haven't really found one that just made me go, well, Young Justice Joker I really didn't care for, even though, you know, what's his name, the actor who played Data was in there, but I didn't like his Joker. I just didn't care for that Joker on a whole. Anyway, so, can't really give you a worst Joker, but like I said, I gave you my bests. Thank you for those questions, Markel. Moving on now to May Sun, who asks, what do you think of the Joker from the Batman cartoon series? Oh, how have I constantly forgotten, when I talk about voice actors and stuff, I really dig Kevin Michael Richardson's Joker. I think it's unique, it's not trying to copy anyone, same like DiMaggio's, where it's not trying to copy anyone, it's just a lot of fun. At the same time, it sounds dark and sinister and something like the Joker, and I like this Joker because he can fight, and there's actually, like Hamill, there's some, outside of Hamill's Joker, there's some moments where I was like, that's pretty funny. But yeah, I didn't mind that, you know, this Joker could actually had some mad monkey kung fu. It was, I thought he was pretty entertaining. Second question: if you could design your own version of the Joker, what would he be like? Look and be like? I guess dark and sinister, but still have a lot of fun to him. Like something like the animated series where he can have this darkly comedic look. Look-wise, I guess the Killing Joke look. To me, that's like the definitive Joker look for me. Third question, what would happen if the Joker met Pennywise from It, or Freddy? Well, I already answered the It one, but Freddy, I'd love to see that in some form, like in a superpower beatdown or something of Joker and Freddy going at it. Anyway. Second of those questions, May Sun. Moving on now to 25 Kid, who asks, what would the Joker think of Rick and Morty and the rest of the family? Oh, Joker would have a gas tormenting Jerry. Just an absolute day at the park tormenting poor Jerry. Alright, what would the Joker and Harley's rap album be titled? Straight out of... No, that's too easy. Straight out of Arkham. Alright. And the 3 Joker moments, I already answered that one. So thank you for those questions, 25 Kid. Next up, we have Jake Gross, who asks, how would you personally write an Earth 3 Joker? Yeah, we already got an Earth 3 Joker. It's Jokester, so kind of already got that. Second question: do you think the Joker of Owlman, what do you think? What would the Joker think of Owlman, aka Batman, of Earth 3? He'd probably think you're not funny. Just in no way, shape, or form you're just no fun at all. Not like Batman. All right. Third question: do you think the Joker should have his own teen sidekick or teen worshipping nutcase, like the character Prank from the Batman? I feel like Harley Quinn's enough, honestly. So that's how I kind of see it. So thank you for those questions. We had Jake Gross, moving on now to Matt Kaiser 08, who asks, aside from the Dark Knight himself, which other heroes outside the DC universe would make a great enemy for the Joker? Green Arrow. Well, Huntress has already fought him. Green Arrow. That's the best way I can look at it, is Green Arrow and the Question. There you go. Second question: Joker becomes the host for the darkness. How fucked are we? Pretty fucked. Between Joker and Deadpool, who's the more batshit insane? It's one of those kind of flip a coin moments, isn't it, when you really think about it? Alright. What would these real-life historical tyrants, such as Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin, think of the Joker? Well, what would the Joker think of them? I think he's talked about them in length and they had a lot of body counts, but where was the fun? I think, he's talked about that before. He's talked about them before, and he's just like, they got nothing on me. There's no style to them. Anyway, so thank you for that question, Darth Nerdum. Moving on now to Rakai Tawai, who asks, do you think Mirage TMNT would fare against Joker and Harley? Oh, Joker and Harley would be making their last laugh because they wouldn't think it's funny. Yeah, if it's especially the Mirage TMNT. Alright, how do you think a Predator would go against the Joker? It'd be interesting because Joker, I don't think the Predator wouldn't get it, and I think he would just straight up kill him. But who knows? Third question: not counting the Arkhamverse, assuming the Joker is killed, do you think Gotham would suddenly become bright and sunny, and a parade would be thrown, like at the scene from Arthur's episode, for whom the Arthur episode, for whom the bell tolls? Sorry to get some water. Nothing would change. In fact, nothing did change, as we saw in Arkham, that, it was still pretty shitty, even with the Joker gone. In fact, things even got more shittier. So I guess nothing would change if the Joker died. So thank you for those questions, Rakai. Moving on now to Dylan Malone, who asks, if you could give the Joker one superpower, what would it be? Maybe telepathy. Joker with telepathy and him reaching in people's minds would be scary. Whose Rogues Gallery could you see the Joker in? Daredevil or Spider-Man? What is your favorite Joker fights? I think one of my favorite Joker fights is any time where him and Batman throw down and Killing Joke, and there was another time when him and Hush fought in a story arc. I think it was called Hush Returns or something like that. Anyway, thank you for those questions. Dylan Malone. Moving on now to Mike Root, who asks, what are your thoughts on the Joker's version of the Batmobile? Totally fun. It looks like a twisted metal type deal. Second question. Since there's 3 different Jokers, there's also 3 different versions. Does that mean there's 3 different versions of Harley Quinn? I guess no. She's just been having 4 ways this whole time? I don't know. Second question. What's your thoughts on the theory that what? The theory that I can't pronounce that last name, from the Proud family is the Joker in his old age. Who came up with this theory? No! First off, he's not even... What? It's not even the same... That's under WB and that's in... What? 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 Anyway. That was confusing, but thank you regardless, Mike Root. Moving on now to Kennedy Samara Cody, who asks, what do you think about Batman, the the Batman DC Rebirth comic, and who do you think are the three Jokers? I prefer if we never knew the three Jokers. I would be fine, because again, I like not knowing much about the Joker. I like not knowing anything about the Joker. It's kind of the whole deal right here, is that you don't know jack shit about him, and that's scary. So yeah, even though there's three of them, I would prefer not to know anything about them. Second question. Were you happy that the Joker defeated Sweet Tooth in the latest death battle? Yeah, as much as I like Twisted Metal, I was kind of like rooting for the Joker a little more. Thoughts on Jared Leto Joker? Kind of already answered that. So thank you for those questions, Kennedy. Moving on now to One of None, who asks, the three Jokers, Deadpool and Harley, are in a room, and who does she walk out with? Probably the three Jokers, with Deadpool behind her. Second question. Any Joker versus Ladybug, and how would you go down, and which... Oh. The Jokers, well, I guess it would be, to spice it up, New 52 Joker terrorizing Ladybug would be awesome. Third question. The Jokers find Pinkie Pie and harness her power or run screaming because Pinkie. I think I already answered that, because Pinkie. Alright. Oh boy. So many questions. Alright. Next up is Cody Lamiux. I hope I'm saying that last name right. And he asks, Joker takes over Batman's mind, what kind of chaos will happen? I think it kind of already happened once in the Batman episode where he pretended to be Batman and he made Batman into Joker. Anyway, I think that kind of already happened. Second question. What was your reaction to the DC announced they revealed the Joker's identity in issue 50? They kind of really didn't reveal his identity per se, actually. Third question. If Joker and Harley had a kid together, what do you think that kid would be and why? That kid would be messed up. Just straight up messed up. Thank you for those questions, Cody. Moving on now to Overnerd03, who asks, how do you think Jason, Barbara, and Jim are going to react to Batman telling them there are three Jokers, one that killed Jason, one that paralyzed Barbara, and one that killed Sarah? For all we know, it could be the same Joker this whole time. Like, that was just the same Joker. He was just he was just making fun of all of them. But, yeah, that would probably fuck with all their minds. Or, better yet, Batman would keep that to himself. Second question. Do you think the current Joker is going too far, and might he be upsetting the other two? Probably not. But I guess we'll see. How do you think the three Jokers are working together, and how do you think Batman connects all three of them? Again, that's a really tough one, and I can't really give the answer, because, yeah, I'm really curious to see how this is all going to play out. It's exciting, but at the same time, I'm like, how the hell does this work? Anyway, thank you for those questions, Overnerd. Moving on now to Cody Bradish, who asks, do you think Mark Hamill's Joker is the quintessential Joker performance? I would say yeah, because when you think Joker or think of his voice, that's the Joker Mark Hamill's voice is the Joker voice you hear. So I guess yes, but live action Joker, for now, Heath Ledger, or some people would say Jack Nicholson for more classic. Alright, second question. How would a meeting between Joker and the Equestria Girls go? Yeah, it probably wouldn't go well. Just not well, and Pinkie would probably be going insane. Third question. Hannibal Lecter and the Joker sit down for a game of chess. How well does this turn out? Joker gets a bite mark in his cheek, and Hannibal dies laughing. Yeah. So, thank you for those questions, Cody. Moving on now to Andre Partridge, who asks, what are your thoughts on the Batman Killing Joke movie? I'm excited. This is going to be I really have high hopes for it. And, yeah, it's the first Batman it is the first R-rated animated DC film, so I've got a lot of high hopes for it. And it didn't occur to me, and I didn't realize this until a few days ago, that Brian Azzarello wrote the script for this, so, yeah, I'm now really excited for this. Second question, what are your thoughts on the Joker actually being three people? I like it, like I've already said. Third question: the Joker and Harley Quinn versus Deadpool and Domino. Who wins? We kind of already saw that in Superpower Beatdown, and yeah, there's no contest. Deadpool and Dom took the fight for a reason. Anyway, so thank you for those questions, Andre. Moving on now to Shockwave Spider, who asks, since there are 3 Jokers due to the DC Rebirth, how do you think Harley's going to react seeing all 3? Kind of already answered that earlier. Third question: if you were able to kill the Joker yourself, since Batman won't be able to do it, or I could. If he was going to do something so horrible, I may have to do that. But yeah, we're talking about taking a life here. All right, what would happen if all the incarnations of Joker met one another? It'd be one giant party. That's how it would go. One giant chaotic, horrible, psychotic party. All right. Thank you for those questions, Shockwave Spider. Moving on now to Fox Mulder, who asked, what do you think of the theory that Joker is the comedian from Watchmen? I'm not really buying into it, but at this point, now that we have Dr. Manhattan in the DC universe, I guess anything's possible. Second question: if I've recently read Max Gentleman 1's DC Disney Universe fix, who do you think he'll make the Joker? I don't know, Fox. I have no idea who this Max Gentleman could make into the DC Universe. Perhaps Tom from Star vs. the Force of Evil? That's my bet. But I guess we'll see. Alright, third question. Joker meets the following: Sashi, Wander, Sylvia, Dominator, Toffee, Star, Marco, and Rorschach. Rorschach, I think he would try to, he'd be like, oh, you remind me of someone I like. Same with Sashi. Wander, he'd probably try to corrupt, and Dominator, he'd love to hang out with. And Toffee, he'd be like, you're too boring for me. You remind me of a certain cue ball. I know I'm back on my Earth. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Fox. Moving on now to Soundwave71 Mosley, who asks, what would both Starscream and the Joker think of each other if they met? Hunk of metal. Stupid clown. Second question. Gideon Gleeful from Gravity Falls and the Joker meet for the first time. What happens? Gideon is scared shitless of the Joker. That's probably what's going to happen, is that he's just going to be absolutely terrified of this guy. Third question. How would the Joker work as a villain for Black Panther? I don't know. It's a tough one. How would that exactly play out? I don't know. Anyway. So moving right along. Thank you for those questions, Soundwave. Moving on now to Brian Cam, who asks, Joker versus Dr. Screwball Jones, what happens? Screwball Jones gets eaten because he's a banana. All the while, he's making horrible puns. Second question, who is your favorite and least favorite Joker in terms of actors? Again, I already answered this one. Third question, what is your favorite and least favorite design for the Joker in terms of costumes? Favorite, like I said, is Killing Joke. I guess least favorite for right now is the... I know I'm really excited for Jared Leto's joke, but like I said, all that tattoos and stuff is so distracting, but I'm willing to forgive it as long as the performance is good. So thank you for those questions, Brian. Anyway, moving right along. So next set of questions come from Gaslight88, who asks, what characters from any media would you say is like the Joker and equal to his role? Probably like you said, Norman Osborn. That's probably how it would be. Alright. What direction are you hoping they will take the Joker storyline in DC Rebirth? Something dark and, really something that's going to break Batman mentally. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. Third question, what characters from any universe would you like to see encounter the Joker? Like I said, Legato. Just to see them have super best friend time. So moving right along, thank you for those questions, Gaslight. Moving on now to Kyle Reese, who asks, what if Joker met Carnage? He kind of already did. He already met Carnage in the Batman Spider-Man crossover. Didn't turn out too well. Thank you for that question. Next up is Sora vs. Ka, who asks, what would the Joker and Juri Hama from Street Fighter think of each other? Be a fun team-up until Juri got tired of Joker's shit. Second question, what if Joker was a villain for Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel? Oh, I feel bad for Kamala. I really do. And what would happen if the Joker was an enemy of the Doctor? I think the Doctor might be able to out-crazy Joker, because, yeah, he's 2,000 years old. I'm pretty sure he can out-crazy Joker. Anyway, so thank you for those questions, Sora versus Ka. Moving on now to Media Detective, who asks, how do you think of the idea that Harley has been made by 3 different Jokers this whole time? Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like Harley would be okay with that. It'd be like, more Mr. J for me to love. I know it sounds kind of slutty, but let's be honest, this is probably Harley's dream right now. Just throw in Ivy, and you've got a whole team for her. Second question. Which is funnier, Joker killing Galavan from Gotham, saying he's pathetic excuse for a master manipulator, or Stephen being afraid of clowns because of the encounter with the Joker? Well, so considering I don't care much for Gotham, I might go with the latter. Third question, how terrifying do you think it would be if Joker won and got the Lazarus Pit in Arkham City? I shudder to think what an immortal Joker would be capable of. I'm honestly terrified of how that would go down, honestly. So thank you for those questions, Media Detective. Moving on now to Red Leader Antilles, who asks, if you got to choose 3 Jokers from Rebirth to reveal, who would you pick? I don't know. I really don't. I guess I'm fine with the 3 Jokers we got. Second question, do you prefer the Joker being the leader of Batman villains or just making trouble in whichever rogues gallery? I never really saw Joker's like the leader of the rogues. He's just more like the guy who's there to cause shit and be his own deal. That's how I've always kind of seen him. Third question, what Joker story other than Killing Joke should be directed to a DVD movie? I guess, like I said, Die Laughing. So thank you for those questions, Red Leader. Moving on now to Creed Luvari, who asks, if you were to, I already answered this question with the Joker giving a power. Second question, what do you think the Joker would do during the Purge? Probably, as he's horribly killing people, because it would just be another day that ends in Y for him, it'd probably be him playing Tiny Tim's Having a Wonderful Time, as he's, having a wonderful time, and Batman can't stop him. Third question, would you like to see a movie about the Joker, and if so, how would you do it? I guess maybe have a story with the Joker revolving around him trying to pull off the ultimate prank on Batman, and by prank I mean kill someone. That's all I can think of. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Creed. Moving on now to Cole Baker, who asks, with there being 3 Jokers now, how would you want to see that in the movies? Kind of dope, because I feel like modern people would, modern moviegoers would be really confused by that. Well, I do think it's a really cool idea. At the same time, I'm like, I don't think this would transition well to movies. Second question, what 2 actors would you cast as the other 2 Jokers? Really suck at fan casting, I really do, so I'm not the right guy to ask. Third question, what are your overall thoughts on Scott Snyder's take on the Joker? I really like it. I don't know if I'd call it the definitive Joker, but it's definitely a scary Joker, and it's right up there with a very memorable Joker. So, thank you for those questions, Cole. Moving on now to Andrew Schaefer, who asks, what are your thoughts on Joker versus Sweet Tooth? I already answered this one. Second question, Jokers in Jump City. How do the real Teen Titans react to him? See, I've always wanted that to be an episode, and I heard rumors that it was supposed to be an episode that they never got to use. But yeah, I would have loved to seen an episode revolving around the Joker in the actual Teen Titans TV show. So yeah, I'm surprised that never got to happen. So, third question, if there are 3 Jokers in existence, at least one of them killed the original Red Hood. Who are the other 2 guys? I don't know. I really don't. So, moving right along to thank for those questions, Andrew. Moving on now to RoboKaiju75, who asks, what would Mr. Sinister think of the Joker? A howling, mad clown that needs to be put down. Second question, what is your reaction to Tim Drake Robin shot Joker in the uncut version of Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker? That was like an oh damn moment. Like, holy shit, that actually happened. I didn't think they'd get away with it, but they did. Third question. Worst comic you've read involved the Joker, for you was Batman Cartography by Kevin Smith. Yeah, that was a pretty bad story with Joker in it. I don't know, Kevin Smith can be very hit and miss with me. I like his Green Arrow and Daredevil stuff. His Batman stuff has never really pulled at me, but yeah, that's a pretty bad moment for me. Anyway, so there you go, guys. Those are all the questions. I want to thank everyone who sent in questions, and once again, I do apologize for the fan. This thing, these Q&As do tend to run a while, and I think we're almost at, an hour now? But yeah, and once again, if I did not answer someone's question, that usually means it was either marked as spam or something else happened to it. Again, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, this was a pretty fun Q&A, and I'm really glad I got a lot of mileage out of the Joker. But once again, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.